Welcome back to P3. More is written about the biblical King David than any other person in the entire Bible. And yet, he was a murderer, a polygamous adulterer, and his own son even tried to kill him. In part 2 of my interview with Dr. Zakovich, professor of the Bible at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, we discuss the flaws and strengths of this famous ancient king. Professor, you've been spending your life studying the ancient texts, the biblical texts. The story of King David's always fascinated me. Here is a man who's obviously flawed, but yet is the king of a nation. What is significant to you about that story?
First of all, he's not only a king of a nation, but he's also a prototype of the Messiah. So at some point he becomes Mr. Perfect. But when you look at the stories of King David in the book of Samuel, you find a person that was very cruel, that didn't let anything stopping him from getting to his target, becoming the king of Israel and Judah. A very shrewd politician. And also a man who didn't care much about the lives of other people.
Even his son, Absalom.
Well, here it's very different, because with Absalom, he did feel for Absalom. He didn't want Absalom to die. And actually that was a mistake. As a king, he should have let Absalom die, because as long as Absalom, the rebel, is alive,
his throne is threatened.
His throne is shaking and his people are dying. So all of a sudden you see there David, when it comes to his own children, he has a soft spot.
So that gets
it shows you how full, how round this character is. David, the very successful king, a great political success. On the other hand, as a human being, as a family man, he's a failure. And the tension between the perfect politician and the family failure, that's what gives depth to the story, and that's what makes David's story a real Shakespearean tragedy. And that's what makes it such a beautiful story.
When I'm driving around Jerusalem, there's so many signs about King David, King David Hotel.
Yes.
This is a site. I mean, obviously, not only this person is important, but the actual archaeological digs that are trying to verify his existence. Explain how the text is used with archaeology to verify him.
Well, I don't need archaeology to verify the story for me. For me, King David is a very real character. But also Hamlet is a very real character for me. So I don't need stones to tell me the story of King David. The story in the Bible is so very well told that I know King David, I feel for King David, I hate King David, I love King David, I'm always with him. So archaeology, and I know that there are archaeologists who argue a lot. Some claim that David was a great king, others in Tel Aviv mainly claim that David, well, perhaps he was a minor little king of a minor little city or village or whatever. It's not important. It's David of the Bible with all its layers, and not only David of the Bible, because later on you get more and more strata, more and more layers. David of Second Temple period, David of rabbinic literature, and my David is a combination of all these Davids.
Very good. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Really great. Next on P3, we talk with a Nobel Prize winner about what playing games can teach us about life.